Honestly, it's kind of funny that you thought that you can fit your ultra expansive, multi-dimensional, multi-venture, and industry vision into traditional strategy. It's very funny. Anyways, I'm Naomi Olatayo, the brand priestess, and I partner with founders like you with multi-venture visions to bring it into full materialization, coherence, and alignment with the vision that God has given them. If this video activates you at all, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, Letters from My Living Room, and that's the newsletter that founders with multi-venture visions subscribe to when they're ready to apply, embody, and activate their alignment in their leadership, life, and their brand. Anyways, the link is in the description, and I'll get into today's video. Traditional business advice and strategy was made for you to reinforce capitalism and for you to thrive within capitalism, barely, but you get the point. Venture capitalists specifically look for the unicorn, and they set the tone for this industry right now. So when they're looking for the unicorn, they're thinking about what they're going to gain for the investment, and essentially you're the vehicle for them to just get there. There's not a lot of solidarity for founders in this industry. It's very cutthroat. It's very dog eats dog. And for somebody like you with such a delicate vision, trying to force yourself into that kind of domain, that kind of paradigm, will always ruin what it is that you've been called to build. That's why I said it's funny that you thought it was going to work in the first place. And calls coming from inside the house. I'm not even going to lie. Business school prepares you to function in an already made system. And if we're being honest, the system favors white cis men who do things the right way. And on top of that, the system that we're in, building this business, the system that we've been given to build according to, is based on oppression, extraction, and wealth hoarding. And so, do you see why it's kind of laughable? Like when you really start to understand what you're building and you stop trying to put it into confinements of the business strategies that we've been taught and grown up with, it's just laughable. Like it was never going to work, and it was never going to work because you weren't given this vision to thrive within the system or to reinforce it. You've been given this vision as a system to implement on this earth. That's what you're materializing. You've always thought that this was just another brand, but it was never just another brand. The brand language that God has given you was just easy enough language for you to digest in the beginning because you didn't know, but now you know. It was always bigger than a system. It was always bigger than just another product. So, you've always thought outside the box. You've always known your vision was multidimensional, multi-hyphenate. And also, let me just talk about like your code of honor, your integrity. It just never was going to fit. No wonder these strategies were never going to work for you. And because no one's teaching you, because these systems were never going to work for you and these typical strategies were never going to work for you, who is teaching you how to build an empire outside of capitalism? There's no one showing you how to scale multiple ventures at a time without diluting its essence. And there's no rule book for what you're executing because you've been the one to build the blueprint for others, right? This is where the challenge comes in, and this is where your full conviction has to come into play because you are a trailblazer. You're walking ahead of the path, paving the way for others. You're not delusional, you're not unrealistic, and you're not arrogant. Your vision really has always been too big for traditional strategy and this system. And in fact, the fact that you have this vision is proof that you've been called to build beyond this system. And you've been called to build the system's replacement. You are the blueprint. People will begin to look to you for what to do. You are the one who sets the standard. You are the one called to govern this realm, or the realm that you've been called to govern in. You don't have to niche down, and you don't have to get more specific. What you need is strategy and framework, architecture and logic to offer this vision to be able to flow through and create according to its fullness and essence. And that's actually something that I do in my one-on-one containers in the Vision Revelation Intensive, my brand calibration project, and also my vision initiation intensive. I have the links for all of them below. If you've been looking for a thought partner, a brand strategist, if you've been looking for someone who can just bring articulation to all of what you're doing without suppressing it, trying to put it into a box, someone who can see the vision alongside with you with accuracy and precision, I am the person for you. All the information will be down below, and if you want to have a conversation with me about it, you can DM me on Instagram at the Brand Priestess. But anyways, don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, because if you aren't ready for that one-on-one work, definitely you want to subscribe to that newsletter to get the strategies and articulation to bring this into full materialization. But anyways, I thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.